Dear students, welcome back to the social science class. In this session, we are discussing more about the fourth geography chapter, agriculture. The previous session, we discussed about types of farming, that is subsistence farming and commercial farming, especially subsistence farming and its classification. In this session, we are discussing more about commercial farming and farming systems. So, commercial farming. Crops are grown and animals are reared for sale in the markets. So the area cultivated and the amount of capital invested is large. Most of the work is done by modern machines. There are three types of commercial farming, that is commercial grain farming, mixed farming and plantation agriculture. Commercial grain farming. The crops like wheat and maize are grown for sale and earning profit. Major areas of commercial grain farming are temperate grassland of North America, Europe and Asia. These areas are sparsely populated with large farms. Single crop is grown in that area. Mixed farming. Mixed farming is the lands used for growing food, fodder, crops and rearing livestock. It is practiced in Europe, Eastern USA, Argentina, Southeast Australia, New Zealand and South Africa. Plantations are a type of commercial farming. Single crop of tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana or cotton are grown in a plantations. Plantation farming requires large amount of labor and capital. Major plantations are found in the tropical region of the world. Rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, tea in India and Sri Lanka are some of the examples of plantation crops. Now we are discussing more about major crops. Many type of crops are grown to meet the needs of the growing population. Major food crops growing around the world are wheat, rice, maize and millets. Jute and cotton are the fiber crops. Important beverage crops are tea and coffee. Rice is the staple diet of the tropical and subtropical regions. Rice needs high temperature, high humidity and rainfall. It grows best in alluvial clay soil. China leads in production of rice, followed by India, Japan, Sri Lanka and Egypt. In West Bengal and Bangladesh are the 2 to 3 crops a year are grown. Wheat requires moderate temperature and rainfall during growing season and broad sunshine at the time of harvest. It thrives best in well-drained loamy soil. Wheat is grown extensively in USA, Canada, Argentina, Russia, Ukraine, Australia and India. In India, wheat is grown in winter season. Millets are coarse grain grown on less fertile and sandy soils. Millets need low rainfall, high to moderate temperature and adequate sunshine. Jowar, bajra and ragi are grown in India. Other countries producing millets are Nigeria, China and Niger. Maize. Maize requires moderate temperature, rainfall and lots of sunshine. It needs well-drained fertile soils. Maize is grown in North America, Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, India and Mexico. Cotton requires high temperature, light rainfall, to 210 frost-free days and bright sunshine for the growth. It grows best in the black and alluvial soils. Leading producers of cotton are China, USA, India, Pakistan, Brazil and Egypt. Jute is known as the golden fiber. It grows well on alluvial soil and requires high temperature, heavy rainfall and humid climate. Jute is grown in tropical areas. India and Bangladesh are the leading producers of jute. Coffee. It requires warm and wet climate and well-drained loamy soil. Hill slopes are more suitable for growth of this crop. Brazil is the leading producer, followed by Colombia and India. Tea. Tea is a beverage crop grown on plantations. It requires cool climate, well-distributed high rainfall throughout the year. It needs well-drained loamy soils and gentle slopes. Labor in a large number is required to pick up the leaves. Kenya, India and China and Sri Lanka produced the best quality tea in the world. Now we are discussing more about agriculture development. Agriculture development refers to effort made to increase farm production to meet the demand of the population. This is achieved in many ways: increasing the cropped area, the number of crops grown, improving irrigation facilities, use of fertilizers, high yielding variety of seeds. This is called as HYV, machinization of agriculture, etc. The ultimate aim of agriculture development is to increase food security. Developing countries with large populations practice intensive agriculture. In these countries, crops are grown on a small holdings mostly for subsistence. Larger landloadings are more suitable for commercial agriculture as in USA, Canada and Australia. Dear students, now we are discussing more about two examples, a farm in India and a farm in USA. A farm in India. A typical farmer in an Indian village owns about 1.5 hectares of land, a small patch of land. He grows at least two crops in a year, which are normally wheat or rice and pulses. A farmer has a few buffaloes or cows or poultry. He sells milk in the cooperative store located in the nearby towns. Sometimes he takes credits from the bank or the agricultural cooperative society to buy HYV seeds and implements. All family members help in various farming activities. He sells his produce in the mandi or located in the nearby town. Mandi means market. So this is the case, especially a farm in India. Then now we are discussing more about a farm in the USA. A typical farm size in the USA is about 250 hectares. The farmers generally reside in the farm. Some of the major crops grown are corn, soybean, wheat, cotton and sugar beet. Adequate measures are taken to control pests. A farmer sent the soil sample to a laboratory to check the nutrients. Farmers follow scientific cultivation and use chemical fertilizers. Farmer's computer is linked to the satellite which gives him precious pictures of his field. He generally uses helicopters to spray pesticides. He used tractors, seed drillers, levelers, combined harvester and thresher to perform various agricultural operations. All grains are stored in the automated grain storage or dispatched to the market agencies. The farmers in USA works like a businessman. So these are the two examples. So dear students, agriculture is very important. More than 60% of the world population is engaged in agriculture. So dear students, we finished this chapter. You must read the textbook carefully and attend the live session. Thank you.